Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. This channel covers a bunch of soft skills that you need in order to succeed in life. These soft skills range from public speaking, storytelling, creativity, and much more. Join the tribe by hitting that subscribe button right on below, hit that bell notification, and never miss another video again. In today's episode, we are entering the world of public speaking, and I'm going to be talking about how to create a persuasive speech. Here's the 3-step formula. 1, identify what is wrong. 2, talk about your ideal scenario. 3, explain how you are going to get from 1 to 2. And I'll give you an example. In my last company, there was this controversy going on. A lot of the workers, they were talking about, we're not little kids anymore. We're grown men and women. Why the heck do we have to wear a uniform for? We shouldn't have to wear a uniform. In my last company, every Fridays, we were allowed to wear jeans and a t-shirt. But these workers were saying, what do you mean we're allowed to wear a jeans and a t-shirt? We should always be allowed to do that. Why the heck do we have to wear slacks and a dress shirt for? It's completely useless. So they are taking the time to identify what is wrong. But they didn't just stop there, because then they would be whiners. They proceeded to number 2, where they envisioned the best scenario out there. What is a better scenario than wearing a tie, wearing dress pants, a dress shirt? I know, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. That is part number 2. They envisioned their ideal reality. They didn't stop there though. They need an action plan to get from 1 to 2, and that is what they did for step number 3. They hosted these little workshops where they would brainstorm together on how they would present the idea to management. They discussed the pros and the cons. What if some people overdid it? Should there be any boundaries on how people can dress? Because here's what happened. 20 years ago, in the same company, they were allowed to wear jeans and a t-shirt whenever, but some people would abuse it, where some ladies, they wore these tiny skirts, and it started to make things subjective. Are these tiny skirts fine? Who is to say that's not fine? Wait a minute, all these guys, they're over here getting distracted at work. Okay, something about that is not fine. So that's why they switched to the formal attire. So if they're going to present this idea 20 years later to management, they better have workarounds on these little miniskirt issues or people that want to push the boundaries a little too much. Are there going to be any rules? So in step number 3, as they're thinking about the process of going from 1 to 2, they are not just motivated by emotions, they're also motivated by facts and case studies. And by the time they actually present the idea to management, where they are delivering their persuasive speech, they explain what is currently wrong. They explain their ideal situation, and then they give an action-packed plan of how to get from 1 to 2. Management is likely to listen. Whenever you're creating a persuasive speech, you don't want to teeter too much into the facts-based territory and too much towards the emotions-based territory. Because if you're just delivering facts, you're not giving a persuasive speech. You're simply giving a lecture. And if you're delving too much into the feelings-based territory, you are not giving a persuasive speech. Either you're delivering a comedy routine or you're just trying to entertain the other person. But if you're trying to get them to change their mind, you really want to balance facts and emotions. Facts and emotions. Within this dance, a persuasive speech is born. And sometimes you're not going to have hard data. And on those days when you don't have hard data, you want to reference case studies. Because for the people that wanted jeans and a t-shirt as their normal attire, how do you find hard data on something like that? You don't. Instead, you look at case studies. You look at other companies that adopted this type of wardrobe, and then you start to draw reasonable connections. wait a minute, all these workers, they reported higher happiness levels where they didn't dread going to work. And then you reference another article that says that happiness levels lead to increased productivity. So from there, you're capable of painting this reasonable connection between wearing whatever you want leads to more happiness, happy workers lead to more productivity lead to more revenue for the company. That's the facts-based side. For the emotions-based side, you really just need to believe in your message. It's not as though that these workers that were trying to persuade the managers were trying to persuade themselves on what to wear. They genuinely wanted it. The best persuasive speeches are born from genuinely wanting something. If you don't see the change, then it's going to bother you a lot. Are you going to spend the rest of your life just putting on a tie? No. You want to wear a t-shirt. And in that state of really believing in your message, your tonality becomes beautiful. The tonality hooks the other people and they think, I don't know if I'm going to agree with this person, but at least I want to hear what they have to say. In this dance of facts and emotions is where great persuasive speeches are born. So to create a persuasive speech, number one, you need to identify what is wrong. Number two, you need to paint your ideal scenario. And number three, you need to give a reasonable explanation on how to get from 1 to 2. By doing this, you will be able to persuade others, and by persuading others, you will be able to make the change that you want to see. If you enjoyed today's talk and you want to learn more about public speaking, be sure to check out my book, The Speaking Wizard. Within this book, you will learn much more about how to create a speech, how to get the audience's emotions involved, how to engage their intellect, mind, and much more. Check out The Speaking Wizard by going on ArmaniTalks.com, hit shop, or if you're watching from TV, just scan this barcode and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I will catch you next time.